with God of War 3.
Come over here! Stab.
So we got the... hammer on the shoulder button.
Yes. No, hammer on the circle. Circle. You
know how much grief you got? Oh my god, all these people are just like, Yuzo's a fanboy because she said hammer on the B button.
Really? B, circle, circle's too many syllables.
It's the fucking button. It's the
yes,
button.
The one on the right.
Yes.
That's red. Yeah, dude, seriously.
Yeah, I don't know. People are just like, you're showing your bias. You're showing your bias because you said the B button.
That's right. You got to basically like, you hammer on the Z for the Wii. It's like, you got to remember all those. There's too many freaking buttons. Yeah. There really is. But God of War 3, we got it for free with the God of War collection, which is pretty cheap.
And the God of War collection was already awesome. So it's like this was the kind of icing on the cake.
It was an additional downloadable awesome. Basically.
So we got to briefly. Actually, you got to briefly play.
You didn't play it at all?
No, I didn't get to play it.
Oh yeah, so we played it. I played it at PAX.
No, it was at TGS, wasn't it?
No, actually, I played it at PAX.
Oh.
Wait, was that right? Yes, I played it at PAX because I could not get into the line.
I was in the line at TGS, and
really?
and they're like, oh, okay, and then they kind of moved the barrier in front of me. They're like, oh, we're done for the day. I was like, but I was in the line.
Was it like
you cut the line with the rope? You know, like I was in it, and you
have to be dude. There are a lot of rules about lining up in Japan, so you have to understand everything.
So anyway, I've been wanting to play this for months and months and months. I've been wanting to play God of War 3 for years and years.
And it's been a long time. I mean, the God of War 2 was on PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
So at least, like, we reviewed it episode 50-something, right?
Yeah, so it's been well over 2 years. I mean, like, there's one episode 169, and we're getting old.
Yeah, we're really old at this point.
We're watching all of you grow up. All of our fans that were 13 are now, like, 16 going on 17.
The testicles have dropped. They've got their voices back.
Calling in. We don't recognize their voices anymore. NoobToob is an institution.
Absolutely. But yeah, so God of War 3, it is what? How is it? You get actually, like, maybe 30 minutes of this demo.
It's a nice long demo. I was so happy about that because I was playing through. I'm like, oh god, I'm going to kill like 3 harpies and it's going to be like, buy the game, motherfucker. But no. They just let you play, and they're like, try this game mode, try fighting big guys, try fighting small guys, do whatever. I loved it.
Yeah, and they make you...
loved it.
Well, so what did you love about it?
So, for one thing, one thing that I wanted to point out to you was that now to open doors, you don't have to hammer on the shoulder button anymore.
Do you think they maybe did that? Well,
because of me, they did.
Yeah, of course.
I know why they did it. It was obviously because I told them that was stupid.
It's just like, take them all out.
So you hold it down, which is exactly what I said. It's just like you should just hold it down and things happen.
Yeah, but there are other places where you are mashing on the button. Not for doors, but during some of the quick-time events.
For kill moves.
So it's really just because it's the door?
Well, because it's so frequent. I want it to be one of these things where it's just like, you're killing a giant, you fight him for 10 minutes, and then just stab the knife in his throat. Sure, I can hammer on the button.
Okay.
But it's just like, open a door, open that door. It's just like, come on.
Well, okay, so they fixed that. I think the controls, to me, they felt very smooth and like very similar to God of War 2.
Yes.
One thing, I don't know if it's a complaint, but one thing I noticed is that the moveset doesn't seem that different. There's a couple of things they added where you can get swarmed with a bunch of guys, and then you have to do.
And my favorite new move.
What's that?
Pick up the dude and use him as a battering ram on all of his buddies.
That's a pretty cool move.
That was awesome. He's just like, ah! And it's just like dudes are going like bowling pins. They're just flying everywhere.
It's almost feeling like playing a sporting game, right?
That's right.
A sporting game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just like you're tackling people. It's great.
Tell me about these sporting games, Yuzo.
Yeah, they involve balls.
They get a touchdown in the second half.
And a safety is involved.
Yes. But also the thing to remember about God of War as well is that they always have a progression. So it's like they're not showing you the full feature set. What's going to happen is you're going to get a weapon, and as you power it up, you're going to get new special moves. I mean, like we got to see some.
We got a slice.
Yeah.
I really like the harpy aspect where you're going. It's basically platforming instead of jumping. You're stabbing bitches, right? And then flying with the thing. It's
like, And the best thing is, like, once you finally just destroy them, and like you're basically trying to get from point A to point B, and you stab this harpy, and you're jabbing it, and then finally you just jump to another one, and it's like, it just falls out of this. It's like you've gotten colder and colder, like as the games go on. Like pretty soon he's just gonna be like riding pregnant women into battle and like slapping retarded kids. Like
that's what it felt like to me. It's just like there was this one mini boss or something you're fighting. You're like, okay, you're killing. It's just like, okay, I'm cool. I'm killing. I'm ripping off heads. Okay, whatever. Cyclops. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
There's one. You rip off the horn and then you stab it the head. And I'm like, has God of War gone too far?
What about the children. Well, I mean, like, what about the giant? Like, you can do this thing where you capture a giant, you can use him to beat up his buddies by jabbing him, like, in the eye with your knives, where he's just, like, running around, and you're just like,
oh my god!
Like, you might as well just be, like, sticking glass under his fingernails,
and
like,
lemons.
Yeah. It's like just chewing with your mouth open.
When is it going to God of War, like, Kratos going to be, like, waterboarding people? I mean, when are you going to stop? It's
Kratos is kind of a dick. It's like Kanan Lynch. There's just like pretty soon it'd be so unlikable that you still want to play the game.
Yeah,
I thought it was cool. I mean, like,
no, it wasn't that level.
So far, he's just a badass, but he's really mean.
the level of grief they're giving to all of these mythical creatures is kind of ridiculous. And not only that, it's just like, holy shit, Helios is flying around. I'm not giving anything away. Helios is flying around, crashes, and it's just like, okay, everybody's protecting him. You're like, you still want to fuck him up.
Yeah.
Because you want his head. Yeah. You want his head to show secret doors. You're like, bro. And what kind of bugged me about this is just like every time you do it, he kind of screams. Right? You bring it, and you're like, I'm like, sorry, dude.
Yeah, you're like, that kind of sucks for you. Normally, when you rip somebody's head off, they get the pleasure of death.
Yeah.
Like, this guy just gets to be stuck in your ass pocket, and then it's just like, he's just like, his face is in Kratos' ass crack, and then every once in a while he gets to come out and be held up against a wall to show the way back in the ass crack.
Exactly. I mean, maybe it's better than the ass crack, but seriously, it's a little mean. I mean, it's a little mean. So that's my comment.
Have you upgraded your PS3 controller, by the way? Do you have the Shock, the Dual Shock?
Yeah, I've got the Rumble.
So I don't. So when they say you're going to get near a wall, when you get near a hidden spot, your controller rumbles. No, it doesn't.
You know what's funny?
Not if you don't have the old one.
I have the new one, but it was out of battery. So I was charging it and I had the other one, and I'm like, yeah, that sucks. Yeah. So it actually forces you to buy the Rumble, I think.
Well, I mean, you can just shine it on every wall, like, but yeah, it's true. I mean, you're right. Like, I kind of always figured that this was going to shoot Sony in the foot, right? Where they're like, well, you shipped a controller without a capability, and now you're fucked for life. You can't ever make that a critical game feature. But now they're just like, well,
it's God of War 3.
Your life is a lot easier if you use this Rumble. You can walk around and shine the fucking unhappy butt face on every wall.
It's like, not again.
It's like, you got shit on your nose, buddy.
It's like, Kratos is like, oh man,
wipe it off! I got no hands, wipe it off! Oh god!
Fucking Helios, man.
Poor Helios with the shit on his nose.
But
I don't think that was really in the game.
No, probably not.
We've made up an entire mythology
dude, like,
now.
it doesn't come from anywhere else, and he's kind of naked for the most part. He has a loincloth, so he's either in like
it's a butt face.
He's at the taint. Kratos is kind of
from between his legs. So that was interesting, but I mean, like, honestly, I played through the demo and I had no complaints. I was just like, man, this is the shit. It looks really good. It feels
really
like
good.
the old God of War. Like, they didn't try and dick around and add some new thing that was dumb.
It's going to be epic. Yeah. It's going to be like the thing is, like, they were so, like, for some reason, Sony Santa Monica, the guys that made it, like, they are so good at taking set pieces and just stringing them along, like, perfectly, right? All of a sudden, you're pulling an eye out of a Cyclops, and you're ripping off a god's head. It's just like, holy, and like, if that's
it always just gets bigger and bigger. It's just like you're climbing on the back of Atlas, like, he always has these things where, like, in the beginning of God of War 2, when you're being chased through the city by a golem that's, like, punching shit through walls, like, this is going to take it to the next step. Like, this is going to be...
And it doesn't ever really go downhill at any point. It gets kind of annoying sometimes with skeletons and...
Yeah.
Have you actually got to God of War 2 yet?
No, not yet. I'm still playing through God of War 1.
Cool. Because apparently you do get another weapon in God of War.
Yeah, people were saying that. People saying that you get a big motherfucking purple sword.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they do with the weapons in this one. Because you get those big ass tiger fists.
Yes,
I know. I feel like it's a boxing game. Yeah. It's a boxing game. It's a sporting game. It's everything.
Wreck people with those fists too.
So
I like all the weapon changing. That's nice. Like all the popping around. And
there was
stuff.
no magic, was there?
Magic.
Well, yeah, because in all the God of Wars, you have like lightning, you have something, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. So
they'll never take any features out, right? It's always going to be like the last game plus some new shit. So,
yeah, and they didn't add multiplayer. It doesn't seem like they added multiplayer. That would be weird. Yeah, I know.
There's some games that don't need it, right? It's just like I didn't really think Uncharted needed multiplayer. I don't really think God of War needs multiplayer.
No,
I don't really need Final Fantasy multiplayer, except for Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah,
it's going to be. Some people really liked Final Fantasy 11. I thought it was
a grind fest, right? I mean, it was kind of like. Do you remember we playing Fantasy Star Online? That was
terrible. That was disgusting.
Yeah, but this is coming out in March 2010, I believe.
I cannot wait.
It's going to be awesome.
Yes. One of the few games that my wife really enjoys watching. So
she likes the gore.
She likes the God of War, the Uncharted, a couple of those games.
Wow.
So, speaking of Square Enix, this is a nice little segue. So, anyway, obviously, God of War demo fucking rules.
Get the God of War collection just for the demo, and you'll be pleasantly surprised by God of War 1 and 2.
Presumably, what's going to happen is somewhere around February, they're going to release this for free.
Yes.
So if you
wait.
Yeah. Why wait when you can be playing God of War? You have to for pride, for personal pride. You have to beat 1, 2, and then 3. That's just like the law of the land.
Wait, what law is this?
My law. My word is law.
So if you finish God of War 1, maybe I'll finish God of War 2.
All right. I'm gonna be in both. I'm gonna be in both for sure.
For sure. Alrighty.